Mhm. Well, goddesses, hello and I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Sorry to be coming on just a little teeny bit late, but it has been a day and a half and three quarters of something else, and I'm just glad to be here with you tonight. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. I want to get hold of this lovely incense that I got at Black Girl Everything up here where I am in Mount Vernon, New York. Mm-hmm. Let's get it going. And let's have a lovely blessing. No, that didn't quite bless us as much as I had hoped. Come on now. Maybe just let it stay lit for a second or two. So here we go. I hope you've been having a lovely day today. Let's see. Mm, just a little clearing here. Mm, does not wish to be held in the hold on for some reason. I'm just going to put it like so and keep an eye on him. Hmm. So let's take just one deep breath and come into where we are right now. Hmm. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about your voice being medicine. We've been talking about um, our authentic expression, and now it is time to start to think about our voice not just being something for ourselves, but something that once expressed out in the world can actually serve to be medicine for somebody else. So, welcome, beautiful goddesses. Once again, I'm really, really grateful to be here with you tonight to take this moment to just slow down, to arrive in this moment, to feel comfortable, to feel like yourself. And take your left hand and place it over your heart, and your right hand and place it over your womb. Take a moment to feel the wisdom of your two hearts beating. Feel the creative power inherent in your womb and in your heart. And tonight, we continue our summer of self expression by exploring something that some of us may have forgotten. Your voice is more than sound, it is more than speaking, it is a unique expression of your soul in everything you do. Long before you ever spoke your first word, your spirit carried a message, and your life has been shaping that message ever since. So tonight we remember that our voices are not accidents, they are sacred assignments. So for our opening affirmation, please repeat after me. I honor my voice. I trust my wisdom. I release the fear of being seen. My truth carries healing. My presence matters. I am willing to be fully expressed. And the whisper from my womb tonight to yours is your silence has never protected your gifts. It has only delayed someone else's healing because it has taken them this long to find you and to be able to hear what your voice is saying. Someone is waiting for the story that you have survived. And you know, we've all been through something. And each one of us has the power to serve as a guide for someone else. Because someone else is waiting for the permission your courage will give them. Never never underestimate what one authentic voice can do. And it could be your authentic voice, yours, that someone is waiting to hear right now, that can help them in their life, in their work, in their business. So it really is up to you to be able to help that person see what you already know. Now, we've been talking about our voice, and you can relax your hands now. Maybe put them on your lap, palms down or palms up in order to receive more fully. And just take a deep breath and let it out. Notice any tension anywhere in your body. Allow that tension to release on your breath if you so desire. Or notice what the tension in your body is doing for you. Maybe it's helping you sit up straighter. Maybe it's helping you relax just a little bit more, even though it may feel heavy. It may be helping you to relax the shoulders, to soften into your body a little bit more. What we're focusing on is getting rid of tension, but not necessarily every little bit of discomfort you might feel somewhere in your body, because that discomfort may carry a message as well. But as we were saying, your voice is not just what comes out of your mouth. Okay? It's also the way you love, the way you create, the way you write, the way you dance, the boundaries you set, the prayers you pray, the compassion you offer. Your voice is the energetic fingerprint of your soul, and every woman carries one. No one else can duplicate it. It is yours alone. And the greatest tragedy is that some women never become famous because they keep all that they have inside. The greatest tragedy is that many women spend their lives not just not becoming famous or well known, but actually hiding the very gifts that they were born to share. And so it's time to stop being quiet or shrinking back. Most of us were not even born doubting ourselves, okay? That came from somewhere else. Somewhere all along the way, we learned, and perhaps from somebody who even loved us or professed to love us, that we were too loud or too emotional for someone else to deal with, right? Too ambitious, too sensitive, or perhaps our voice just simply wasn't heard. So you become quieter, smaller, safer. But every time we silence ourselves to fit someone else's comfort, we move farther away from our authentic selves. And I really want to say that again, because every time we make that move to shrink ourselves or to hide or to dumb ourselves down just to make someone else feel more comfortable, we move farther and farther away from who we truly are. And listening as an example, I mean, when I was growing up, young girls were actually told, don't let a boy know how smart you are because then he won't like you and he won't want to date you, as if dating a particular boy or whoever was more important than owning your full self. That's what it was like back then, back in the dinosaur age. So we have it so much easier in some ways today that we don't have to be subject to that kind of persuasion, that kind of thought process that we should be less than we are automatically. Just because you're female, you have to be automatically less intelligent, less smart, less outgoing, less ambitious than our male counterparts, simply because we were born female. Okay. Whew. So let's also take into our framework that we were not born to compete with anybody else. So when you're thinking about, even though the story just told about, appearing dumber or less smart or less accomplished or less ambitious when it comes to male counterparts in our lives, we weren't really meant to compete anyway. Each of us is meant to allow our own light to shine in its own way. And that's the truth of it. Okay. Our expression is sacred service. Okay. So, as we were saying before, many times we calculate that it's easier, it's more comfortable to allow other people to think we are less than we are. Okay. What if people don't like whatever it is that I want to bring out into the world? What if people don't like me because I'm ambitious? What if people don't feel comfortable around me because they know that I am, if they just talk to me for 5 minutes, they know I'm intelligent? What about, um, you know, what if I'm courageous and want to um, bring the things that I envision, that I want to create? What if I can actually create them and bring them out into the world? Okay. What about uh, um, me? Must I hold back in order to make other people comfortable? And so your question becomes, whose comfort is more important in your life? Is it everybody else or is it yours? Is it your comfort that is most important? And, it's funny because when I was writing all these years, I never really, especially when I was younger, before I got published for the first time, I did not show anybody what I was writing, except my sister, my older sister. Um, yeah, she also was a big romance aficionado, so I knew she would know if I was hitting the mark or not. But for the most part, I didn't show it to anybody. And I had said to myself, and part of the reason why I didn't publish was that I wonder what my grandmother would think. I wonder what my mother would think. And I actually never even published till after my grandmother passed because even though she read romance novels, I don't know if she was going to like to read my romance novel, right? So in many ways, I chose her comfort over mine. And I really had to get over that idea that whatever I wrote, um, What if mom didn't like it? And I actually made a deal with her. I said, I will give you a copy of every book that I write as long as you never, ever make any comment whatsoever about whatever it is I've written. You're talking about the cover and the advertising and anything you want to, but you are not allowed to say anything about the story itself. Now, did she keep that promise? Absolutely not. But after a while, I began to feel comfortable myself with the idea of discussing what I wrote with my mom. And we eventually did, talk about some of the elements in the stories I was writing, um, after a while. But, you cannot expect that everybody's going to be your chief cheerleader when you step out and you come out with your authentic voice. Okay? You have to be comfortable with the idea that everybody doesn't have to like you. You may have a difficult time um, with certain people in your life who are not going to like the way that your voice expresses itself in the world. But you know what? The truth of the matter is that when we don't express ourselves authentically, and not just through what we write or what we speak or what we say, but just how we conduct our lives, okay? Um, Everybody's not gonna like it, but there will be somebody out there waiting to see what it is that you create with your life. And that's going to give them permission to do what they want to do with their lives, to express themselves the way that they feel comfortable. Okay? And so the world really is waiting for you to come forward, to express yourself, and to be your authentic self. Okay? Not just to bring out little dribs and drabs of who you are, but to express yourself fully as you can, that you feel comfortable with, not other people. Okay? Because you can't please everybody. And trying to please everybody is the surefirest way to please nobody, including yourself. Now let's take a deep breath. Okay. So let's think of some journal questions that we can ask ourselves. Either you can journal them or just think about them to yourself to really bring out that self expression for yourself. And the first question you want to ask yourself is, when have I felt most fully myself? When has that happened? With whom and when do you feel the most comfortable? Okay. How might your voice, this is question number two, how might your voice become medicine for someone else? Do you know someone in your life right now who needs to hear what you have to offer? Maybe you know somebody going through something similar that you went through, and you can help them through, not just with your voice or conversation, but by leading your life in a way that they can emulate. Okay. Um, Question three: what one courageous conversation or creative act are you ready to have this week? Okay. What's one person you can connect with? What's one act you've been holding back from doing? And I know many times when we don't feel comfortable with expressing the medicine that we are, we'll find all kinds of ways to procrastinate, to put it off till later, to keep thinking and thinking. And well, maybe if I only had this, or I'm waiting until X, Y, or Z happens before I show the world who I truly am. That really is just a fear response. And let's face it, many of us have gone through traumatic experiences that have shaped us, that have told us to hold back, that have told us it's not safe to share, have told us it's not safe to be visible, have told us it's not safe to share our story. It's not safe for us to be who we are. And so there's a lot to overcome sometimes when it comes to allowing your voice to be the medicine that someone else needs. And that's why courage is one of the strongest traits that we need to develop in ourselves, because without it, we get nothing else done. So it's time to pluck up your courage to find that medicine within yourself and bring it out where its light can shine on someone else's life and help them to find the solution in their own life. Nobody's asking you to, fix anybody else. Okay, that's not the point of expressing things with our voice, to solve problems that other people have. It really is to just stop hiding our own light, to stop hiding our own perspective, to stop hiding behind whatever has happened to us, because we're finally ready to step out and to share and to be that medicine for someone else. So, in closing, I would like to say to you, beautiful goddesses, may you remember that your voice is not something you have to earn, it is your birthright. May you tend the sacred flame within you with love and devotion. May you stop asking for permission to be who you already are. May your words become bridges. May your creativity become healing. May your presence become an invitation for other women to rise. And whenever fear whispers that your voice is too small or too weak or too unimportant, remember this: a single candle never asks permission before lighting a dark room. Be that flame, be that medicine, be the woman your soul came here to become. And until next time, stay courageous, stay radiant. Love you.